Convocation is now in session. As Chancellor, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our 310th Convocation. Before we proceed with the ceremony, I'd like to call upon Professor Margaret McGlynn to present Western University's Land Acknowledgement.
Congratulations to all of our graduating students, and a warm Western welcome to all the families and friends celebrating with us today. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that our beautiful Western campus is situated on the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenape, and Attawandaron peoples, who have long-standing relationships to the land and region of southwestern Ontario and the City of London. The local First Nation communities of this area include Chippewa of the Thames First Nation, Oneida Nation of the Thames, and Munsee Delaware Nation. In the region, there are 11 First Nations communities and a growing Indigenous urban population. Western values the significant historical and contemporary contributions of local and regional First Nations and of all the original peoples of Turtle Island, also known as North America. Miigwech, thank you.
To all our graduates, first let me say congratulations. You've worked hard to achieve this. Graduation represents a major milestone in your lives. At Convocation, we assemble as a university community to celebrate and recognize your achievements at Western and to wish you every success for the future. Your learning days are far from over. Learning is a lifelong process. Western has not provided you with answers to all questions. At most, we hope that what stays with you is a way of thinking objectively, approaching problems with an open mind and a healthy respect for new ideas, all tempered with compassion and empathy for the human condition. You are forever a cherished member of this great university, founded more than a century ago. We welcome you into the Western family. Again, congratulations to each and every one of you. Today, we also confer an honorary degree upon Richard Seewald in recognition of his distinguished career as an acknowledged academic and world-renowned researcher in the area of pediatric audiology. To present our distinguished candidate, I now call upon Dr. Jim Weiss, Acting Vice Provost International.
Richard Seewald. Mr. Chancellor, colleagues, honored guests, and of course, our graduates. It is a personal and professional privilege and pleasure to introduce you to the accomplishments and example of my friend and colleague, Dr. Richard Seewald. Dr. Seewald joined the School of Communication Sciences and Disorders in 1986, and in concert with his colleagues, made Western an international leader in hearing science research, education, and leadership. His work in the area of pediatric audiology is especially noteworthy. Dr. Seewald is an internationally recognized scholar and creator of the innovative software program known as the Desired Sensation Level, DSL. The DSL program is the international standard used by audiologists, hearing scientists, and health and medical practitioners around the world. His research and instrumental work on DSL has preserved and enhanced the language, speech, and communication skills of children at a critical time in their development. He also led the development and implementation of the infant hearing program to help healthcare professionals detect and address hearing issues in newborn children, and in doing so, reduce the deleterious effects of hearing impairment on language, psychological, and emotional development. Think of the impact of his work. Millions of children around the world have benefited from his leadership and his commitment. However, it is not surprising to those who know him, because Richard has always been committed to those who need help. an approach that his students and colleagues have also adopted and extended to those that they encounter. His impact has been significant and far-reaching. Over the course of his distinguished career, he has published 74 refereed manuscripts, contributed 14 book chapters, authored 2 books, delivered over 350 presentations to provincial, national, and international audiences. And he has authored or co-authored large program and infrastructure grants that have earned the support of the most competitive granting councils in our country, and led to the creation of our internationally acclaimed National Center for Audiology in the Faculty of Health Sciences. Richard also appropriately and effectively integrated industry support and expertise into his research program. Naturally, his accomplishments have resulted in him being presented with many impressive academic and professional awards and distinctions. In 2001, he was awarded a prestigious Tier 1 Canada Research Chair in Pediatric Audiology. In 2008, Western honored him with a Distinguished University Professorship, one of 2 awarded that year. In 2009, he received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Canadian Association of Speech-Language Pathologists and Audiologists. Prestigious scholarships have been established in his name by former students and colleagues, all designed to honor and celebrate his character and achievements. The Hear the World Foundation, located in Switzerland, established the Dr. Richard Seewald Award upon his retirement in 2009. And in 2008, Dalhousie University honored him with an honorary degree. Today, his university, the university that he helped position as a world leader in the hearing science area, honors him with its highest distinction, an honorary degree. And graduates, while I want you to be impressed by his accomplishments, I also want you to reflect and learn upon and learn from his example. Take his perspective forward in everything that you do. Yes, reach for the top in your field, as Dr. Seewald clearly has. However, along the way, love your career, be kind, be considerate, and be helpful to others, especially those who need help the most. Mr. Chancellor, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor and in the name of Senate, I ask you to confer the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, upon this great man with a sterling record of public service and professional achievement, Dr. Richard Seewald.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. Congratulations, Dr. Seewald. On behalf of all assembled here today, I should now like to invite our newest alumna, Dr. Richard Seewald, to address convocation. You're on.
Thank you, Dean Weiss, for those very kind words. It's a lot to live up to that. I feel like saying thank you and sitting down. I really appreciate that, Jim. Chancellor Cowan, President Chakma, faculty members, members of the 2017 graduating classes, and your supportive friends and families. I am deeply touched to receive this honorary doctorate degree from one of the most prestigious universities in Canada and feel most privileged to be sharing this beautiful experience with you. I think of this as a day in which you can celebrate your accomplishments and in which you have the opportunity to thank those who have supported you through your unique journeys. I attended my last graduation ceremony in the spring of 1981. During that event, an old man with a funny hat stood up and lectured to us on the meaning of the word commencement. In all of his brilliance, he chose to use an analogy to track and field events to drive his message home. He had pole vaulters and high jumpers practicing to reach new heights, hurdlers preparing themselves for obstacles they would encounter in the future, and marathon runners preparing themselves to go the distance. This went on for nearly an hour. It was one of those 5-minute lectures crammed into an hour. You've never heard one of those here at Western. At one point, he suggested that we see ourselves as sprinters, standing at the starting line, ready to go. And it was then that I moved into one of those internal conversations that we all have with ourselves. I thought to myself, okay, this guy with the funny-looking hat says that only now I'm at the starting line. Further, I thought, I'm now completing my 13th year in university programs. My wife and I are feeding our family on food stamps, and I'm now thousands of dollars in debt. We are exhausted in every way, and this guy has me at the starting line. I can't tell you how pleased I was to note that Western University refers to this as a convocation and not a commencement. From my perspective, your accomplishments to this day are something to celebrate without thinking about starting and finishing lines. Life is a beautiful continuum. From my own personal experience, it is not without its significant losses and challenges, but very beautiful nonetheless. All that you have done to be here today is truly remarkable. And I offer my sincere congratulations to all of you. Most certainly, I would not be standing here today had it not been for the caring support and the patience of my family, my true friends, colleagues, and mentors that I have been blessed with during my own personal journey. As it is often said, it takes a village. Although you have come to this moment in your life mostly through your own native intelligence, hard work, and determination, it is likely that you have done this with the support of those who have cared for you and have been willing to make sacrifices for you. I would especially like to thank my partner in life for the past 47 years, who has provided her unqualified support and made many personal sacrifices so that I could proceed on my own professional journey. I would also like to thank her for her sage advice along the way. When I was completing my PhD program in 1980, I knew that it was time to begin developing a plan for a program of research. You will all hit these times along the way when you must make important career decisions. When I came to this particular fork in the road, I decided to look to Carol for her advice, as she, along with me, would have to live with this decision for the next 10 to 20 years. And so one night, while we were doing dishes, I asked her opinion on 3 possibilities I had developed for my future research. To be honest, I can't recall what the first 2 were, but do recall they sounded very scientific. I then said to her, I've also been thinking about the possibility of using a computer to prescribe how hearing aids should work for children. There was a long silence, as there always was. And then she said, well, I don't know about the first 2, but I like the 3rd one because someday everyone will be using a computer. Decision made. Of course, I had to wait an additional year until the first personal computer came to market. Thank you, Carol, for your brilliant look into the future, for your understanding of who I was then as a professional, and for supporting me in this work over the past 47 years. This little project that was conceived over doing the dishes in 1980 continues until this day in our child amplification laboratory here at Western, and is currently being taken to places I could have never imagined by several very bright and passionate former students who I could not be more proud of. Finally, I would like to thank Western University for this great honor and for supporting the work of our group at Western's National Center for Audiology for so many years. You cannot know what this means to me. Briefly, in the autumn of 1964, my dear mother and I met with my high school guidance counselor to get his advice on which universities I should apply to. In this very brief meeting, he announced to us that on the basis of the information that he had in front of him, that I was not university material. End of meeting. As we walked down the hallway in silence, my mother abruptly turned me around, put both hands on my shoulders, looked me straight into my teary eyes, and said, in her beautiful Brooklyn, New York dialect, I don't think that clown knows what he's talking about. If I can offer any advice, it is to listen to those who truly know and love you. Lesson learned. And now to the main event. I trust that you will all cross this stage today with great pride and humility. Remember to thank those who have helped you along the way. Be kind to others, and when possible, help those in need. Have great fun this evening. My congratulations to you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Richard, for sharing at least a glimpse of your life's journey, how important decisions are made. I think these are important lessons for us. The software you created is now the international standard, and we are proud to name you as both a distinguished university professor, and now, of course, with the other edition, the Emeritus, and now, of course, an alumnus of this university. As one of Canada's leading audiologists, you have helped adults and children the world over hear more and better. Distinguished guests, graduating students, please join me in congratulating Western's newest honorary Doctor of Science, Dr. Richard Seewald.
I take pleasure in asking the Vice Chancellor to present a distinguished colleague who is a recipient of the Distinguished University Professor Award and the Helmuth Prize for Achievement in Research.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Distinguished guests, graduating students, I want you to know that this is a great honor and pleasure for me to introduce one of our very distinguished colleagues. And I was having a brief chat with her and borrowing sports metaphor from basketball and perhaps even hockey. In our world, in the world of the academy, world of the university, she can be best described as a triple threat. We have 3 top awards for our academic colleagues. 1 top award to support teaching. She has won that already. The other 2 remaining, she's going to win it this afternoon. So let me describe what those awards are. The first one, the university has established a very prestigious award called Distinguished University Professor Award. It is Western's highest recognition for a faculty member. This award is presented in honor of sustained excellence in teaching, research, and service accomplished during an outstanding scholarly career at Western. The second one, the Helmut Prize for Achievement in Research, was established in 1997. This award is named after Bishop Isaac Helmut, recognized as the founder of our university and a pioneer of higher education in Canada. This award honors and recognizes the highest achievement in research by a faculty colleague. Will Dr. Catherine Brush please step forward? Dr. Catherine Brush is an art historian whose research and curatorial work focuses on medieval art, the historiography of cultural historical thought, the history of museums, archives, and art collecting, and medievalism. Her internationally acclaimed publications have earned her many distinctions, including the George Whittenborn Award, which is North America's top award for art scholarship, and fellowships from various bodies, including Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada, and a German equivalent, DAAD, Alexander von Humboldt Stiftung, and Harvard and Princeton universities. The list is long. In 2013, she received the other top award that we have for excellence in teaching, the Edward G. Pleva Award for Excellence in Teaching from our university. Mr. Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present to you Dr. Catherine Brush, recipient of the Distinguished University Professor Award and the Helmut Prize for Achievement in Research. So, graduating students, now it is your turn. Will the candidates for degrees, diplomas, and certificates please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I'm very much honored to present to you the candidates who have successfully completed their academic programs at Western. I ask you to admit them to the degrees, diplomas, and certificates for which they have been recommended by the Senate of our university.
Under the authority vested in me by the Senate, you will be admitted to the degrees, diplomas, and certificates as shall be announced by the public orators.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Will the candidates please be seated? Mr. Chancellor, graduating students, colleagues, distinguished guests. Convocation is the single most important time of celebration in the life of this university. Today we honor those graduating students who through determination, hard work, and intelligence have met the demanding standards of a Western degree. Today is also a proud day for all of us associated with Western, including our Board of Governors and Senate, our faculty, our staff, and our friends in the community. It is wonderful to see so many members of our community of learning who have taken the time to join us and celebrate this important day in the lives of our graduates and the life of the university. So graduates today, those of you crossing the platform, join a special group known as Western Alumni that numbers more than 290,000 alumni and growing who live in 150 different countries around the world. Mr. Jim Etherington is here representing our Alumni Association, and I'd ask him to please stand and be recognized. Western's Board of Governors is charged with responsibility for the overall governance of this institution. Today we are pleased to have with us Mr. Hani Hassan, Chair of our Board of Governors, and I'd ask him to please stand and be recognized. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank the parents, spouses, partners, children, relatives, and friends of our graduates who are with us today. This celebration simply would not have been possible without your loving support. I ask our graduating class to rise once again, turn around, face your family and friends, and give them a warm round of applause for supporting your journey. Now let me congratulate once again the remarkable students who graduate today with Western degrees. Today you become partners in outstanding academic achievement of the University of Western Ontario. My warmest wishes to each and every one of you. We'll now proceed with the granting of the degrees and diplomas. Before we do so, I have two special requests for those of you in the audience. First, as a courtesy to all graduates and their families and friends, please hold your applause and other forms of expression of joy until the public orators signal that it will be appropriate for you to do so. So this will ensure that the name of each graduate will be heard. We consider each of our graduates to be very special, and this is a special occasion. I ask for your collaboration. Second, we know that photographs are important for graduates, their families, and friends. As you heard before the ceremony began, we are pleased to provide each graduate with a photo of this special occasion. Therefore, we ask you to remain in your seats throughout the ceremony. Of course, feel free to take pictures from there. I now call on the public orators to introduce the candidates for degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates from the School of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Michelle Dotzert. Heidi Callett. Rebecca Sim-Ling Lu. Raul Manuel Lopez Bayonero. Andrew Edward Lubowitz. Zainab Mshamish. Andrea Milicincic. Megan O'Hara. George Ramos. Kyle Rich. Emma Ryman. Danielle Taschereau Mamers. Jesse Wright.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree of Master of Arts. Beatrice Asfora, Emily Taylor Barron, Hélène Nicole Bigrat-Dutrisac, Sandra Biskupski-Mujanovic, Matthew Martin Brazier, Amanda Brittany Cosentino. Colin Ennis, Danica Martina Faca, Mark Filipovich, Colin Thomas Grimm, Quinn Henderson, Michael Yanotzi, Sebastian Johnston Lindsay, Kylie Kelly, Miriam Khan, Shelley Dawn Kopp, Esther Gabrielle Lachance, Amy Eileen McKinnon, Megan Elizabeth Mann, Rowan Morris, Jean Nini Nahazwe, Elizabeth Ashley Pollins, Kelsey Perrault, Sylvain Robichaud. Caroline Rabideau, Colton Sherman, Mackenzie Sinclair. Jackson Slonwhite, Egor Stepanovich, Tatiana Stolf. Valerie Lynn Terrian, Gabrielle Vita, Michelle Walsh. William Weiss, Emily Walter, Kaya Vashak.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Clinical Science. Omolara Alalade, Stephanie Nicole Allen, Pavan Aulick. Lisa Bartley, Samantha Beal, Brittany Ann Butt. Samantha Chelly, Alicia Ziolin, Alexandra Chaber. Jessica Shika Chan, Julia Clancy, Connie Comtois Spitman. Amanda Connolly, Kayla Dickey, Tracy Dowds. Haneen Elchanti, Kira Feldman, Stephanie Furtado. Allison Gadet, Kirsty Gillanders, Jennifer Gilson. Carrie Hall, Jennifer Harris, Sarah Joanne Hicks. Brigitta Hillebrand, Carrie Hollingsworth, Janine Holt Ufalia. Nicole Colleen Howell, Hannah Im, Emma Jack. Alexandra Jarvis, Elias Jones, Aaron Urocco. Jasmine Kaur, Kelly Vivian Layton, Kirsten Lemon. Kaylee LaRue, James McGrath, Marianne McLean. Tiffany Nguyen, Nicole Danielle Pitcher, Milos Postich. Darcy Ellen Rick, Ashleen Scott, Jagriti Sharma. Helen Simovic, Sierra Smith, Kelsey Tamblin. Alexis Evelyn Truax, Andrea Vanderland, Christina Antonia Venier. Brianna Lynn Verhege, Samantha Walters, Marjorie Weber. Adam John Christopher Weritik, Claudia Wright, Manri Shu. Mr. Chancellor, the following is a candidate for the degree Master of Engineering. Ankanch Yalamarthi. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Health Information Science. Nevathan Balendra, Tom Eldek, Navgeet Kaur Heron. Jathusan Jagathiswaran. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Library and Information Science. Khan Amiruzaman, Joel Richard Barrett, Alexandra Beamish. Catherine Lee Bell, Andrea Christine Bruce, Madeline Kathleen Donnelly. Helen Mary Dow, Erica Lynn Eads, Sarah Michelle Edgar. Jenny Audrey Follis, Christopher David Knapp, Edna Luang. Sandy Lee, Darren McQueen, Hillary Violet Montgomery. Patrick Edward Lake Pinnell, Shweta Kaur Gandhi, Michaela Posthumus, Rachel Ramink, Rebecca Robinson, Jennifer Stone, Brianna Lee Caitlin Storms, Leanne Beth Travail, Jillian Dale Webster.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Media in Journalism and Communication. Joanna Joy Afghani, Samir Chabra, Robin Elizabeth DeAngelis. Miles Dichter, Paula Duhatchek, Kane Forden. Shannon Emily G., Alexandra Gillis, Stephanie Diana Gordon. Emily Marie Graham, Crystal Safira Hewitt, Sebastian Leck, silver medalist. Kaylee Alicia Lewis, Jonathan Stephen Munn, Flora Tong Pan. Richard Carissa, Arash Ranjbar, Kaho Hebant Ratan Jankar. Julia Claire Ritchie, Haley Sarah Sugar, Melinda Irene Terrio. Jason Matthew Vermesh, gold medalist. Jane Viltard. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Nursing. Sarah Bajura McLaren, Carrie Barnard, Laura Bond. Stephanie Collings, Amanda Hermson, Jessica Johnston. Amanda Lorat, Xiao Lu, Jessica Michelucci. Lisa Morgan, Angela Moxon, Esther Nabwira. Ombola Titilola Oluwafemi, Andrea Silvaggi, Catherine Van de Ven. Carolyn Warndle. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Physical Therapy. Karen Bang, Tristan Arsenault Mehta, Jenny Louise Beck. Haley Carter, Henry Ho Chan, Melissa Chea. Joseph Chang, Laura Churchill, Margaret Chopinski. Ali Did, Nikesh Dua, Christine Ecclestone.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud of every single one of our graduates, but they only get one chance to hear their name called, and we'd really like to be able to hear it. So we'll give you a break to applaud in a minute, but if you could please curb your enthusiasm.
Rita Eade, Nicole Evans, Jessica Raquel Gonzalez. Waku Goto, Megan Elizabeth Graham, Peter Hartley. Shanjit Hassan, Alyssa Kaplan, Shannon Kennedy. Sunga Audrey Kim, Dylan Clowder, Peter Laidlaw. Joshua Lee, Nancy Liu, Michael Lukash. Stephanie Lupton, Robert Manka, Evgeny Manulov. Deirdre Marie McDermott, Ellen McGarity Shipley, Cody Miller. Rebecca Moyne Meyer, Megan Marie Peasley, Trenton Penner. Allison Phillips, Caitlin Phillips, Wei Yao Sea. Anthony Shaw, Stephanie Amanda Stagliano, Samantha Walter. Joel Marcus Windsor, Ali Hunes, Melissa Lynn Zigmont.
Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Science: Nada Chams, Alicia Daya, Tiana Dawn Blakeboro Deluso. Cecilia Flores Sandoval, Andrew Hanna, Dalia Hassan. Mark Joseph Peter Lynch, Chelsea McDonald, Ashley Martindale. Ashna Samani, Giovanna Shabalia, Sadia Siraj. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Science in Nursing: Bayan Aliani, Ivan Cassine. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Master of Science in Occupational Therapy: Delaram Basiri, Jessica Beardsall, Bethann Blackburn. Jillian Ann Lorraine Burton, Tamam Shahal, Jessica Chang. Francis Chick, Jonathan Chu, Alicia Nicole Christo. Jessica Chuan, Nicholas Coelho, Jeffrey Davis. Danielle Joanne Dilworth, Tonya Ellis, Stephanie Garrett. Carly Devendo, Geneviève Gingras-Hill, Victoria Goodman. Jessica Goff, Hillary Hamilton, Hung Fee Ho. Jennifer Kabfleisch, Athena Ko, Nyasta Adamana Kuzdaya. Sylvia Lamb, Sue Lee, Brianna Marshall. Anna Matthews, Eileen McLeese, Robin McMacken. Kayla Danielle Meissner, Suzanne Myers, Janice Ng. Kyla Pettigrew, Emily Reddy, Alicia Ricci. Erin Rosnick, Jocelyn Schubert, Paula Takte. Andrea Nicole Treblecock, Victoria Vollmershausen, Brooke Wardrobe. Kelsey Wilms, Victor Wu, Amjad Yahia. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates from the Faculty of Health Sciences for the certificate Primary Healthcare Nurse Practitioner. Mia Biondi. Ephraim Gabriel. Julie Lorenzen. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates from the Faculty of Information and Media Studies for the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors Program. Sabine Caruso, Monet Amelia Clements, Kira Shelley Dorman. Sophie Alexandra Kapinski, Katrina Kernahan, Matthew Wilson McCabe. Olivia Marie Newcomb, Wajay Singh Rakraj, Alexander Sito. Mr. Chancellor, the following are candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts 4-year program. Lauren Jody Bregman, Abigail Fong, Clara Ann Franklin. Shira Hirschkopf, Shutara Honda Moore, Kevin Pan. Curtis Roberts, Carly Simpson, Rebecca Sneath. Courtney Rebecca Steinhardt, Mengyao Wang. Mr. Chancellor, the following is a candidate for the degree Bachelor of Arts. Jennifer Merritt Muir. Mr. Chancellor, the following is a candidate for the degree Bachelor of Arts, Western Fanshawe Collaborative Program. Michael Susi.
Away we go. In the name of the Senate, I grant to the Registrar the authority to confer degrees, diplomas, and certificates to those candidates whose names appear in the official program, but who are not present today. At this time, I invite Mr. Jim Etherington, representing our Alumni Association, to say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. My words are very brief. On behalf of the Volunteer Board and the Western Alumni Association, congratulations. It's my honor to welcome you as our newest members. For some of you, of course, took your undergraduate degree before, you were already our member, so now you're a double member. On this occasion, we're reminded of the very significant contribution made by alumni to Western over 139 years. Western alumni are widely recognized as faithful partners in the growth and the success of this great university. In fact, when Western was established in 1878, it was largely through the efforts of 36 alumni of Huron College, our mother institution. The first class opened in 1881 with 15 students. Got a little bigger since then. 2 years later, our first two graduates, the first alumni, one in medicine, one in arts. Now, as you might expect, the convocation ceremony was much shorter than this one today. Oh well, there was no problem with parking because the car hadn't yet been invented, so things do change over the years. The first Alumni Association was founded in 1909, and alumni in increasing numbers have been continuing proud participants in the life and history of Western. These opportunities are now available to each of you. Finally, I remind you that immediately following the ceremonies, you, along with your family and friends, are invited to a reception in your honor, where you each receive a class pin. The reception will be held in the Great Hall of Somerville House. I look forward to seeing you there. Leave you with a final suggestion. Have a great life.
Before closing convocation, I wish to express my appreciation to all who have contributed to the success of the day. In particular, and on your behalf as well, I want to thank the University of Western Ontario Convocation Brass for their magnificent performance and their director, Professor James Mackay. May I request that the audience remain at their seats while the academic procession leaves the hall. Convocation is now adjourned.